Every day, you wake up to a world that demands more of you. Notifications, distractions, quick fixes. One after another, they pull you away from what truly matters. But here's the hard truth: you're not controlling your time, but it's controlling you. What if you could break free from this constant cycle of instant gratification? What if there was a way to take back your focus, your energy, your life? The answer might be simpler than you think. A dopamine detox. This isn't about denying yourself. It's about reclaiming your power. In this video, we'll explore how resetting your brain can free you from the chains of distractions and help you awaken to the potential you've been missing. Ready to stop being a slave to the screen and start living with intention? Let's dive in. If you're serious about your personal health, whether you want to stop suffering, get clear guidance on how to stop overthinking, or to be more present in life, now's the perfect time to subscribe to our channel. Like this video if you're ready to grow further as a person. Now, let's continue. We live in a world full of diversions, and it might feel like we're running on a treadmill, seeking temporary pleasure at the expense of appreciating the fullness of the here and now. You may find yourself engrossed in social media, watching the latest episodes in a single sitting, or diving into seemingly limitless streams of content, only to realize that these activities provide little solace from the challenges you are facing. For a second, try to picture a world where you could escape this endless loop and instead focus on the serenity and beauty of the here and now. The game-changing method of dopamine detox becomes relevant at this point. We will explore how this practice can change our relationship with happiness and fulfillment as we go along in this research. This is more than a fad. Dopamine detox is a revolutionary approach to remembering what matters most in life and getting back on track. The fundamental premise is to cut down on mindless entertainment, junk food, and social media use, things that generate dopamine in excess, as much as possible. Deliberately disengaging allows us to reset our thoughts, leading to a greater clarity and gratitude for the present moment. Dopamine detoxes provide the mental and emotional room we need to focus on the here and now, away from the constant stimulation that so easily distracts us. In The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle says, "Realize deeply that the present moment is all you have." This idea is in line with his teachings. Center your life on the present moment. There is a wealth of information available to us in the here and now, but it is easy to let our attention wander. Following Tolle's lead, we can reawaken to the present moment by clearing our minds of these disturbances. Taking a break from your phone and mindless scrolling is like taking back control of your life. It gives you the opportunity to focus, relax, and gain perspective. Before we can completely understand the potential of dopamine detox, we need to recognize the impact that modern life's distractions have on our lives. There is often too much stimulation because our environment is designed to keep us interested. When we give in to this whirlwind of activity, we risk being mired in a never-ending pursuit of pleasure at the price of a deeper feeling of contentment. Indulging in unhealthy eating or mindlessly scrolling through feeds are two examples of behaviors that might lead to a dependence on quick pulses of dopamine. This can make it harder for us to appreciate life's simple joys because it dulls our senses. According to Tolle, we can't find peace as long as we're constantly trying to fulfill our minds. In A New Earth, he states, the primary cause of unhappiness is never the situation, but your thoughts about it. We cause ourselves a lot of stress and misery when we can't stop seeking for new experiences and never being satisfied with what we have right now. By learning to recognize when our attention and resources are being sucked away by nebulous wants and needs, dopamine detox can help us end this cycle. Seeking instant gratification only serves to reinforce the ego's grip on our awareness. Giving in to the ego-driven quest of pleasure traps us in an identity crisis as we let ourselves be defined by fleeting pleasures and outward achievements. Because of this, we become disconnected from who we really are. However, dopamine detoxification is a powerful remedy that stops us in our tracks and helps us reconnect with our essential self. For instance, picture a day when you don't use any kind of electronic device at all, not even for social media or mindless amusement. At first, this could be unsettling. It's easy to give in to the temptation of instant gratification and reach for your phone, but your system will get used to it in due time. But as you go through this cleansing process, you will begin to pay more and more attention to the details of the here and now that you have been ignoring. Experience the calming effects of fresh air on your skin, the melodic song of birds, and the comforting warmth of a mug of tea. You may go through all of these things. One way to deepen our connection to the experiences we have is to practice being fully present, which allows us to enjoy the fullness of our environment. This approach is echoed by Tolle's remarks in The Power of Now. The past has no power over the present moment. The past disappears when you cut off all contact with your phone. Put an end to stressing over notifications you disregarded or social media posts you skipped. Pure and unadulterated now is all that remains. Practicing mindfulness in the here and now allows us to tune out the ego-driven diversions that keep us from being truly ourselves. Another advantage of dopamine detox is that it helps cultivate an attitude of gratitude. Because of this, we may shift our focus from our lack to our abundance. We create space for gratitude to grow when we separate ourselves from the current cacophony of distractions. One side effect of going through a dopamine detox is finding that you appreciate the little things more, like a beautiful sunset, an honest conversation, or the joyous laughter of people you care about. The way we perceive and engage with the world can be profoundly transformed by such a change of viewpoint. It is the foundation for all prosperity to acknowledge the wonderful that you already have in your life. Eckhart Tolle says in A New Earth, when discussing the power of gratitude, being grateful comes easily when we stop trying to control or change the things around us and concentrate on the things that are already here. Like the warmth of the sun on our skin or the smile of a loved one, practicing thankfulness allows us to elevate the mundane to the sublime and brings to light the hidden beauty and abundance in life. Dopamine detoxification may also help us face the emotions that drive our need to escape into something else. There are a lot of people in today's fast-paced world that use entertainment to forget about their problems or unresolved emotions. By simply sitting with and letting ourselves feel our emotions throughout a detox, we can develop emotional resilience and gain insight into our behavioral patterns. To overcome destructive habits of conduct, reflection is a necessary first step towards self-improvement and healing. That whatever you think the world is withholding from you, you are withholding from the world is a lesson that Tolle imparts in The Power of Now. The ability to heal, not just ourselves, but also the relationships and situations that may have appeared to be holding us back in the past, becomes apparent when we face our emotions head-on instead of avoiding them. We can observe our genuine emotions without criticism and make deliberate choices from a position of serenity when we undergo a dopamine detox. One of the most significant benefits of a dopamine detox is the improvement of one's mental clarity. When faced with a never-ending barrage of distractions, our minds get blocked and overwhelmed, making it difficult, if not impossible, to think creatively or find solutions to issues. Because of the continual barrage of messages and instant gratification, we tend to think in a reactive fashion. Because of this, we are finding it harder to focus on important, long-term goals and projects. Disconnecting from these things allows our brains a chance to reset, which fosters an environment that is good for coming up with new thoughts, whether they be creative, critical, or inventive. Gaining a deeper understanding of yourself is another benefit of going through a dopamine detox. By blocking out external stimuli, we make room to address the internal monologue that so often dictates our actions. In times of quiet reflection, we can assess our emotions and ideas without identifying with or casting judgment on them. A more peaceful and balanced life is ours for the taking when we learn to exercise mindfulness and separate ourselves from the racing mind that so often dictates our reactions. You are not your mind, Eckhart Tolle says, in The Power of Now. This deep phrase serves as a reminder that we have the ability to see our ideas objectively, separate from them. Instead of viewing our ideas as absolute facts that demand our immediate attention, a dopamine detox allows us to recognize them for what they really are: transitory patterns. Doing so brings us closer to enlightenment and contentment within. Ultimately, a dopamine detox encourages us to end the destructive comparison loop that we've been living in. The easy access to curated content and the pervasiveness of social media make it easy to compare ourselves to others and feel inadequate. These kinds of comparisons can make us feel inadequate and doubtful of ourselves, which can keep the ego in control of our lives. By stepping away from these platforms and focusing on our personal journey, we may regain our sense of self, worth, and authenticity. Dopamine detox allows us to reconnect with our life's purpose, which frees us from the shackles of comparison and allows us to enjoy every moment to the fullest. In his book, A New Earth, Eckhart Tolle writes, "You are the universe expressing itself as a human for a little while." Thanks to this realization, we can stop letting our minds be plagued by comparisons generated by ego. There is no use in comparing ourselves when we are fully present and in harmony with our own selves. Simply being ourselves is enough. We are whole. The process of dopamine detoxification brings about a profound change in our awareness, allowing us to fully immerse ourselves in the here and now. Being able to observe our thoughts without judging them allows us to react to life's challenges with clarity. By tuning into our true selves in this heightened state of awareness, we may let go of ego-driven desires and act in accordance with our values and principles. The path to enlightenment is not an individual, one-way street, but rather one that includes all the connections and exchanges we establish throughout our lives. By training ourselves to be fully present and conscious, we may strengthen our bonds with those around us. As a result, we are able to listen with greater depth and honesty, which in turn increases our empathy and compassion. When we undergo dopamine detox, we have the power to change our inner narrative, which opens the door to new perspectives, stronger relationships, and a more mindful society. Dopamine detox is incredibly powerful because it has the ability to reconnect us with the present moment and our authentic selves. It begs us to escape the madness of modern life and learn to appreciate the beauty in its most basic forms. Giving up the never-ending need for other people's approval allows us to make room for more meaningful experiences that bring us deeper happiness. As you embark on this journey of detoxifying your mind, remember that it's not about perfection, it's about progress, about slowly reclaiming your space from the endless noise around you. Every step, no matter how small, brings you closer to clarity, focus, and a deeper connection to the present moment. The distractions will always be there, but you have the power to choose how much energy you give them. Take the time you need, reset your mind, and start to notice the beauty that was always right in front of you. A simpler, more fulfilling life awaits when you learn to embrace the power of now. So, how will you start your dopamine detox today? So, how does one begin the dopamine detoxification process that leads to awakening? First things first, schedule in some uninterrupted time to get things done. Maybe you might give yourself permission to be fully present in nature by removing yourself from your electronic devices for a few hours each day. Let's keep growing together on this path of self-discovery. Subscribe to our channel for daily inspiration and grow as a person. Comment the word "now" and like the video to show your support. Also, consider sharing this video with someone who could use some encouragement to slow down and enjoy life more fully.